Good morning. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, sir, you are. Good morning, sir.
Good
Good morning,
morning,
sir.
and good morning. And Rahul, you are ready?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. चलो. Rahul, please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Today we have recommended candidate Ansh Sharma with us. He is recommended for SSC Tech. He got recommendation from 31 SSB Jalandhar in his fifth attempt. Today we're going to have a conversation with him about his experience in his interview process, his journey, and how NFA has helped him. Good morning, Ansh.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm really good.
Okay, so you must be in Delhi right now, right?
Sorry?
You must be in Delhi right now.
No, I'm in Kathal, Haryana.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Ansh, let's start. Please walk us through your background, place you belong to, some brief about your family, your education, your hobbies, the competitive exams that you have attempted after 12th class. You can start.
Okay. So I'm from Kathal. It's one of the districts in Haryana, and I live with my father and my mother. And also, I live in a joint family, so I have two uncles' family as well. And talking about my education, I have done my BTech in computer science and engineering from DCREST Murthal. It's in NCR only near Delhi. So talking about the competitive examinations that I have attempted after 12th, I gave JEE mains exam. I've written JEE advanced as well, and after that I have given CDS and AFCAT as well. And talking about my hobbies, I am a musician, so I play musical instruments. I'm a drummer in my college band, and yeah, that is it.
Like, tell us about your family background.
Yeah. So I live with my mother and my father. My mother is a school principal in a private school, and my father is a pharmacist, and he owns a shop.
Right? And please walk us through your education starting from your schooling.
Yeah, so I did my schooling till my 12th standard from my hometown only, that is Kaithal, Haryana. And after that, I went to Murthal to pursue my BTech, and I was there for 4 years, and I passed out in 2024 June.
Right? Were you part of the NCC?
No, I was not part of the NC.
Okay. So please tell us, if not NCC, what served as a motivation for you to join the forces?
Okay, so the primary motivation for joining the forces came from one of my seniors in school. He is currently a flying officer in the Indian Air Force and he flies Sukhoi. So I was very, involved with him because he was also a part of school music assembly team. And interacted a lot with him and he came to be the primary motivation for me when he joined NDA. So after that, as prepared for NDA and then CDS AFCAT, so I came to know more about the armed forces and then came to know more about the culture of the Indian Armed Forces, and everything serves to be the motivation.
Right. Now, Ansh, please tell us about your recommendation attempt in brief, one by one, starting from your screening process, then psychology, and
Mm,
then GTO, and thereafter the interview. Also, please share some interesting anecdote if you have any.
sure. Okay, so starting with my screening, I reported in Jalandhar on 12th of November last month, and my screening was very good. Uh, Talking about the OIR was pretty new to everybody there, and it was maybe a very new set. So there were 75 questions in total. I have never seen 75 questions in any OIR set, and those were of pretty higher difficulty. And for all of the candidates reported there, the set was difficult, but I was able to do 60 out of 75, and the second set was very easy, so OIR was not a problem. My accuracy was also high. And talking about the screening, then PPDT, the picture which came in front of us was exactly the same picture which we once, like a day back, practiced in the NFA 345 session. So I already had a story prepared for it, and I just wrote it. I narrated it pretty well, and the GD discussion in the GD my part in the GD was not, not very frequent, but I was able to give 2 or 3 points, and my focus was to take the group forward. So I very well did that, and I got screened in. Then we had the rest for the whole day, and on the second day, on the very second day, we had the psychology test. In the morning, we were supposed to report at 7:30 a.m. So psych test went well, I feel, although I'm not a very good judge of the psych test. So I completed all my TATs, my WATs. I attempted 43 SRTs, and I was able to complete self-description on time. I had already, I had already taken feedback about the SD from Nehru sir. So everything was sorted. Psychological test went well. And right after the psychology test, I was supposed to go for the interview. Although I had my favorite pair of formals ready for the interview, but I was not able to wear them. So I just went for the interview after that, and my interview went like pretty good. I believe that it was the best in my performance in this SSB. And in the interview, my performance was really good, and even the current affair knowledge, the knowledge about the armed forces, everything was on point, and I felt pretty confident after the interview was over. And the next day, the GTO series started, and on the very first day, I believe that GTO, the group that I got was very, very cooperative one, and the GDs that we had in the GTO part was unlike any repeaters batch GD, and like we all discuss about that, the GDs in the repeater batch is very, fish market situation and all that. But it was not like that. It was very surprising for me because everybody, eight of us, all of eight of us were getting the chance to speak up, and were managed to give 4 to 5 points. Even I started both of the GDs as well. So my performance in GDs was very good. Talking about the GP, like GP was very easy because we had already practiced a lot of GPs in the practice sessions. So there was not a problem in prioritizing the problems in GP. Although the common group plan was not relating to my own solution, but I took the group forward. I helped the group move forward, whatever conclusion we were coming at. So that was about GP. About the later Fattavalli tasks, the PGT, HGT, and all. I believe that I was not the one going inside the starting line. I was always behind the front line because other candidate of the group used to just go in and take the positions. So although I was helping the group move forward by giving my ideas, if the group is getting stuck, I used to, simplify things for them. I helped in that. So I believe that PGT, I was behind the starting line only always. In once or twice when GTO asked to switch positions, I just went in and helped implementing the ideas of the group. And talking about the half group task, that is HGT, I believe that in HGT I took initiatives. In HGT I had solutions with me, and we were able to complete HGT on time. And then talking about the rest of the things, lecturate was very fine. I was pretty confident about it. My topic was very relevant to my engineering degree. That was deep fake technologies. It was very relevant to the computer science stream. So I did not have any problem in giving lecturate for 3 minutes. So that was like lecturate was pretty solid. And after that, I was able to complete 8 out of 10 obstacles. And uh, after that, the GTO series was over. Then coming to conference, the last day of the SSB, like in the conference, I waited around 10 minutes outside the conference hall, and then inside the conference room, as I was called in, they asked me some questions about my family, whom I'm more closer to, my mother or father, and then they asked if my mother is strict with me or my father or not. Then they asked me about the analysis of previous SSB attempts and why I could not make it. So I answered them pretty well, and then regular questions. After those regular questions, conference was over, and then after half an hour, results were announced, and my chest number was called, and I got recommended.
Right, and I believe you had a wonderful experience this time, unlike
Sure.
the other times when your chess numbers and others' chess numbers not announced. That time
Yeah.
it aches, right?
Right. It was a great
Right,
feeling this time.
right. Also, Ansh, you mentioned that there was a new OIR. How was the experience in that front? Because it must be new for not just you, but the everyone in the
Yeah.
your group.
Right. So OIR, since it was very new, like everybody, because I at that moment did not know, because it was my fifth attempt, I did not know if it was new or not. But yes, doing the questions at that time, we got 35 minutes, but it was like a lot of time was necessary for each and every questions. So questions were difficult but doable. They were lengthy basically. So on average, most of the people I talked with, they were able to complete around 40 to 50. But all of those who got screened in, they were able to complete more than 55. So I think that OIR also played important role in this.
It definitely does. Now, Ansh, please tell in brief about your previous attempts and what changes did you make for your recommendation attempt?
Right. Okay, so my first attempt was in 2020 for ND entry. ND 145, I gave my SSB at Varanasi. I think that my performance in the first attempt was very good, but could not make it. Then came the second attempt, NDA 147. I was again conferenced out. The second conference, it was my second conference, and in that attempt also, I felt pretty confident that I would make it, but unfortunately couldn't. Then the next time, NDA 148, I was not able to clear the written. Then after I just completed my college life, and after college, after graduating from the college, I attempted AFCAT exam and CDS exam. I cleared those and went to SSBs. In June this year, I went for AFCAT entry in Dehradun, and I was screened out there because my performance, I believe, was not very good. My perception was not right about the picture, and the UIR also went a bit off track. So I believe that was the reason of the screen out. Then in August, I went to Vishakhapatnam for CDS entry. It was for naval entry. Sorry. Yeah. So I got screened out there. Although I believe my performance there was very good. Talking about all this whole of the screening process, it was good, but couldn't make it. So I believe that I was involved in lot of irrelevant consumption of content from YouTube, and that all mm, like made me a bit off track a lot. So I decided because I was following Nehru sir from since 2020 onwards, since my very first attempt. So I was sure that I wanted to join NFA, and then after my screen out, I decided to join NFA. As I joined NFA, I interacted with Nehru sir, and all of the things we talked about, and all of the important information he gave me. I worked on that consistently, and this time I changed a lot of things. Worked on my discipline. I worked on organizing my day in a better way. I spent more time with my family and friends, and I attended the practice sessions regularly, and used to write whatever feedback I was getting, and then after the sessions, used to analyze it on a weekly basis. I used to analyze how my performance is improving and where I'm lacking. So through that, with time, I improved on that part as per the feedback, and I also used to note other people's feedback so that the common mistakes where people go wrong can be identified, and I can make sure this doesn't happen with me as well. So I believe that this all helped me in, getting the result that I've gotten this time. Yeah.
Right. As you have already mentioned that your experience in an interaction with Nehru sir, can you please elaborate on that? And also, how does our group activities that is
Mhm.
conducted by a student only, how does the feedback session and how does the experience helps you?
Right. Okay, so the very first day I enrolled in NFA, the next day I had the interaction with Colonel Nehru sir. And I would say that unlike any, mock interviews, it was very, I would say, very personalized one. Because in the interaction, he gave me a proper analysis of where I am good at and where I lack, and how can I improve my abilities where I lack. So he just pinpointed some of the details, and I was pretty confident about after talking to him, because he said that Ansh, you are a good candidate and baat ban jayegi. And these words, got stuck with me, and I got pretty confident after that. So although he told me that I am not very physically fit, so like we talked about how can I improve in that respect. So so yeah, that was about the interaction with Nehru sir. And talking about the sessions that I used to attend 3:45 sessions and 8 p.m. sessions. Although I was not very regular with 8 p.m. sessions, but I was regularly attending 3:45 sessions, which Archit used to conduct. So I believe that because there are a lot of candidates having different experiences, different number of attempts, and some are previously recommended as well. So all of that makes the group very helpful for any candidate, any particular candidate, and it was for me as well, because in the starting I had some fumbleness while I was speaking, and I was not very confident. Then as I progressed with the sessions, I worked on those qualities, and I got better with time. Whether it was the GDs, the PPDTs, whether it was about perception, you know, when you hear about perception of other people in PPDT, you get more ideas, and you tend to channelize your efforts in the right direction. So I think to make yourself on track, the group sessions helped a lot. And about the feedback part, because people are from different backgrounds and different experiences, they tend to give very right feedback, and it's up to you how you can implement whatever is needed to be changed. So I just used to wrote everything in, like, I have this diary with me, and I just noted down everything that was given to me as a feedback, whether it was important or not. I just used to write it, and even before my SSB, I completely studied it again, and I found out that these are the main points that I have to take into account while I'm performing at the SSB. So yeah, I believe that group sessions were very helpful.
Right, and as you have very rightly mentioned, the taking action on the feedback that you have received will take you toward closer towards the success.
Right.
Right. Now, I would like to give stage to Colonel Nehru sir to interact with our recommended candidate.
Thanks, Rahul. As expected, you have done an absolutely professional job.
Thank you, sir.
And Ansh, congratulations for doing a great job.
Thank you,
Trusting
sir.
our methods and following them diligently and getting success. You've done all of us proud, your group proud, your family proud, yourself and me also proud. अच्छा,
Right.
अभी कुछ चीजें हैं जो कि हिंदी में समझाओ इत्मीनान से, ये
जी सर।
इम्पोर्टेंट रहेंगी हमारे और जो एस्पिरेंट्स हैं हमारे नोबल्स एकेडमी वाले प्लस और लोग जो हमें फॉलो करते हैं।
जी सर।
आपके दिमाग में जब आप मेरे पास आए, मेरे से आपकी बातचीत हुई, क्या-क्या मोटी-मोटी चीजें हैं जो कि मिसकंसेप्शंस आपके दिमाग में बैठे हुए थे, जो
हाँ,
आपके दूर हुए और वो इम्पोर्टेंट थे आपके सिलेक्शन में?
जी सर।
ये थोड़ा इत्मीनान से याद करके ये थोड़ा
जी सर। सो
हाँ,
सर, मेरे अकॉर्डिंग मतलब मैंने बहुत सारा कंटेंट कंज्यूम कर रखा था, और जो कि हर डिफेंस एस्पिरेंट करता ही है, इधर उधर से जो मिला वो कंज्यूम कर लिया। कोई भी लाइक एनी ग्रुप वो ज्वाइन कर लिया, उसमें प्रैक्टिस करना शुरू कर दिया और उन्हीं से ही फीडबैक ले लिया, जो कि उस मैटर के एक्सपर्ट भी नहीं है। वो आपको कुछ बताएंगे, इसको सही कर लो, उसको सही कर लो। लाइक स्पेसिफिकली टॉकिंग अबाउट, हम लोग मतलब साइक टेस्ट को लेके बहुत ज्यादा मिथ है मार्केट में ना, पूरी जो ये सब बन गया है। तो मतलब क्या है कि कोई भी प्रीवियसली रिकमेंडेड कैंडिडेट है, वो नया एक ग्रुप बनाता है, वो उस ग्रुप में प्रैक्टिस सेशंस करवाता है, दैट इज अ गुड थिंग। बट वो जो फीडबैक आता है उससे, वो काफी ज्यादा मेरे को लगता है कि हार्म कर देता है हमारी ओवरऑल साइकोलॉजी को। कि आपको टीएटी में एक्शंस डालने हैं, एक्शंस इस प्रकार के होने चाहिए, या फिर मतलब जैसे मेरे को भी एक फीडबैक बहुत पहले मिला था कि आप टेक्निकल एंट्री के लिए जा रहे हो तो आपकी स्टोरीज टेक्निकल होनी चाहिए, आपको हर एक में कुछ ना कुछ डेवलप करना है। बीइंग अ कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर आपको कोई ना कोई एप्लीकेशन डेवलप करनी है या ऐसा कुछ करना है। सो ये सारे मेरे को लगता है मिथ हैं। दिस टाइम मैंने अपने एसएसबी में कोई भी स्टोरी, आई डोंट थिंक कि मैंने टेक्निकल लिखी, बिल्कुल सिंपल स्टोरीज आई रोट, एंड अल्टीमेटली रिजल्ट वही है जो कि होना था। तो और ऐसी डब्ल्यू को लेके पीपल से कि इतने वर्ड प्रैक्टिस कर जाओ, नेगेटिव वर्ड प्रैक्टिस करो, पॉजिटिव के लिए सेंटेंसेस बनाओ, एक सेंटेंस पे एक वर्ड पे 6 6 बार सेंटेंस लिखो, डिफरेंट सेंटेंसेस लिखो। सो ये सारे मिथ मेरे मन में भरे हुए थे उस टाइम पे। और मतलब बहुत ज्यादा ना कि साइक टेस्ट को तोड़ने का स्टार्ट कर देते हैं कि टैट और डब्ल्यू और एसआरटीज में एक कोहेरेंस होना चाहिए। उनको आपको एसडी के साथ मैच करवाना है। अगर आपकी सेल्फ डिस्क्रिप्शन में आपने कहीं ये क्वालिटी लिखी है तो आपकी क्वालिटी उसमें भी होनी चाहिए। सो दैट इज समथिंग आई फेल्ट ऑलवेज कि ये सही नहीं है कहीं ना कहीं। एंड जब मैंने आपसे बात करी और नो फ्रिल्स एकेडमी में आया, सबसे इंटरेक्शन हुआ, इवन कैंडिडेट से भी, तो मुझे यही चीज समझ आई बेसिकली कि ये सब करने की कोई जरूरत ही नहीं है। वो अगर आप एक अच्छा मतलब लाइक अपनी फैमिली के लिए एक अच्छा बच्चा, एक अच्छा स्टूडेंट हो और अच्छे अपने लाइक जॉब करते हो, तो एक अच्छे एम्प्लॉय हो, तो आप आप बिल्कुल सही डायरेक्शन में काम कर रहे हो, आपको किसी प्रैक्टिस की जरूरत नहीं है। तो फिर उस टाइम के बाद से मैंने कोई प्रैक्टिस नहीं करी थी। एंड थोड़ा बहुत मतलब जो वीडियोस वगैरह आपकी वीडियो स्टैट एनालिसिस थे वो सुना करता था मैं। तो उससे काफी चीजें क्लियर हो गई थी एंड हर चीज सही डायरेक्शन में आ गई थी।
तो अंश एक बात बताओ, अभी साइकोलॉजी टेस्ट की बात करते हैं,
जी
तो
सर।
जिस तरह का इंफॉर्मेशन डेटा आपके दिमाग में पहले भरा हुआ था, तो उस डेटा को लेके साइकोलॉजी टेस्ट करते हुए तो बड़ा प्रेशर महसूस होता होगा कि यार ये सेंटेंस गलत ना लिख दिया जाए, ये स्टोरी में कहीं टेक्निकल नहीं डाला गया तो बड़ी गड़बड़ हो जाएगी। मस्ट हैव
हाँ
बीन
सर।
लॉट ऑफ प्रेशर, नहीं?
अगर मतलब अगर आपके पास ना आया होता एंड आई वुड हैव बीन इन दी एसएसबी, तो मैं बहुत ज्यादा ब्लंडर कर देता, इतना तो मैं श्योर था। क्योंकि बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर हो जाता है कि जब आप सोचने लगते हो कि आपको मतलब एसएसआर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से सोचना है कि आपको लिखते लिखते अच्छा वो क्या सोच रहा होगा इस पॉइंट पे या इस सेंटेंस में। सो ये चीज काफी ज्यादा ईज आउट हो गई थी जब मैंने आपकी वीडियोस वगैरह देखी और एक ये चीज सुनी कि डब्ल्यू इज जस्ट अ प्रैक्टिस ऑफ ग्रामर। यू हैव टू मेक राइट सेंटेंसेस, लॉजिकल सेंटेंसेस, दैट्स ऑल। तो मैंने फिर सोचना बंद कर दिया, तो वो इजी हो गया सारा कुछ।
ओके, दैट इज वेरी गुड। तो ये तो आपने बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट पर्सपेक्टिव बताया, जो कि हमारे बाकी स्टूडेंट्स औरों को हेल्प करेगा साइकोलॉजी टेस्ट के बारे में। अब क्योंकि
राइट।
आपने इतनी इंफॉर्मेशन कंज्यूम की हुई है, जो कि मेरे पास आपसे कम है इंफॉर्मेशन, ये मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन आप लोगों से ही मिलती है। तो
राइट सर।
थोड़ा वीडियो के बारे में बताओ कि क्या क्या उस्तादी नुक्ते थे जो कि गड़बड़ वाले थे, जो आपने अनलर्न किए।
जी सर, मतलब जीटीओ में ऐसा होता था कि जीडी में आपको मतलब एक ये चीज होती है कि आपको बोलते रहना है, आपको अच्छा अच्छा टेक्निकल पॉइंट्स बोलने हैं, आपको बहुत ज्यादा ऐसे फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स होने चाहिए आपके पॉइंट्स में। एक ये चीज थी। बट इस टाइम मुझे ये सही लगा कि हमारा एक ग्रुप भी बहुत ज्यादा कोऑपरेटिव था सर। और हर एक बच्चा अच्छी नॉलेज लेकर आया था, और मैंने टू बी ऑनेस्ट कोई ऐसे फैक्ट्स वाली नॉलेज मेरे पास ज्यादा नहीं थी। आई एम नॉट गुड विद इट, बट मेरे पास स्टैटिक नॉलेज काफी थी। सो कोई भी टॉपिक आता था तो मैं उसमें बोल पा रहा था। और बोलने के बाद अगर मैं चुप भी हूं तो कोई किसी को काटे ना, ये भी हम देख रहे थे सारे एक दूसरे के, कि मतलब सब फॉरवर्ड चलता रहे, ऐसा ना हो कि कोई नहीं बोल पा रहा है, कोई किसी को नहीं बोलने दे रहा। तो उस चीज में काफी हेल्प हुई। बाकी सर जीटीओ के जो मेन टास्क होते हैं, द ग्राउंड टास्क, उसमें काफी ज्यादा मिथ है कि मतलब आपको ऐसे मतलब जैसे नॉट वगैरह बांधनी है, अलग अलग टाइप की नॉट्स होती हैं। द कोचिंग अकेडमी आई हैव बिन पार्ट ऑफ वंस इन दी एनडीए टाइम्स, वहां पे बहुत सारी नोट्स सिखाई थी। और टू बी ऑनेस्ट मेरे को एक महीने बाद में सब भूल गया था उसके बाद। और ना वो अप्लाई हुई थी, क्योंकि सिंपल सॉल्यूशंस हमेशा लग जाते हैं उन स्ट्रक्चर्स पे। और उन नोट्स का कोई फायदा भी नहीं लगा था मेरे को। इस बार भी कुछ कैंडिडेट्स थे जो वो नोट्स का ट्राई कर रहे थे, बट ठीक है, जस्ट मैंने उनको करने दिया, ठीक है कर ले। तो फिर हो जाती है बात, तो मतलब सोल्यूशन पूरा हो जाता है इवन विद द सिंपलर सोल्यूशन। सो मतलब ऐसी फालतू में कॉम्प्लिकेट कर देते हैं पूरी प्रोसेस को, दैट आई फील उन सब से।
और इंटरव्यू के बारे में क्या उस्तादी नुक्ते थे?
सर इंटरव्यू के बारे में इंटरव्यू के बारे में तो मैंने बस मतलब यही सुना है कि लोग क्वेश्चंस रट के जाते हैं, कि मतलब क्वेश्चंस ढूंढे कि मतलब ये क्वेश्चंस लिखे, ये पूछे जा सकते हैं, उनके आंसर्स तैयार किए खुद, मतलब उनको याद किया, मेमोराइज किया। ये चीजें होती थी कि आपको क्यों ज्वाइन करना है, वो क्यों ज्वाइन करना है, इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर काफी पर्सनल होता है हर एक का। बट आजकल वो सबके लिए एक कॉमन टेम्पलेट बन गया है कि ये बोल दो तो ये क्वालिटीज जाएंगी, ये बोलोगे तो ये क्वालिटीज जाएंगी। सो ये काफी मिथ है कि मतलब एक तरह से पूरी प्रोसेस में हम यही सोचते रह जाते हैं, अगर उन मिथ को फॉलो करें, कि हम जो बोलेंगे वो कैसे असेस हो रहा है। तो इस चीज को रोकना काफी जरूरी है।
Okay. I have another question on which I will seek your views as also of Rahul, because both of you are there visible in front of me. You know,
राइट।
whenever I keep taking these live sessions, at least twice a week I do take, and one major problem which is troubling most aspirants is that इलाहाबाद के इस एसएसबी में अगर मैं टेक्निकल एंट्री में जा रहा हूं तो यहाँ पे कौन सा टेक्निकल सवाल मुझसे पूछा जाएगा, एंड आई हैव नो आंसर फॉर दैट. बट दिस क्वेश्चन पीपल कीप रिपीटेडली आस्किंग कि जीटीओ में लेक्चरेट के कौन से टॉपिक आने वाले हैं, जीडी के कौन से आने वाले हैं. तो व्हाट आर योर व्यूज ऑन दिस? अंश, यू गिव फर्स्ट, देन राहुल यू आल्सो काइंडली गिव योर व्यूज ऑन दिस एस्पेक्ट.
Right, sir. I believe that like I have seen a lot of candidates in this SSB as well. They were going to the cyber cafes and memorizing everything that was going to be asked. They felt that it was asked because they used to interact with other candidates having interviews who have done their interviews, and they used to ask कि कौन सा क्वेश्चन पूछा भाई तेरे से, कौन सा पूछा। और उनको जाके विकिपीडिया पे सर्च करना, नोट्स लेना, फिर लिखना। आई बिलीव दैट इफ योर नॉलेज बेस इज प्रिटी प्रिटी फाइन, आप कोई भी क्वेश्चन आएगा तो आप कर लोगे। लाइक फॉर मी इट वाज रिलेटेड टू कंप्यूटर साइंस। अगर आपके कंप्यूटर साइंस के बेसिक्स स्ट्रांग है, फंडामेंटल्स ओके है, तो आप उस क्वेश्चन को टैकल कर दोगे, एंड देर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग इन सेइंग दैट यू डोंट नो अबाउट इट। तो मेरे को यही था कि मेरे को ये सब नहीं करना है। इफ आई नो तो मैं बता दूंगा, नहीं आएगा तो मैं ये भी बता दूंगा कि मेरे को नहीं आ रहा ध्यान इस मोमेंट पे। एंड अबाउट द सेकेंड थिंग सर, कि आई बिलीव जीडीज वगैरह
जीडी
में भी
की
लेक्चरर
लेक्चरेट के क्या
टॉपिक।
आने वाला है?
राइट, सो उसमें भी सिमिलर लाइंस पे सर, कि आप ओवरऑल सारी चीजें कवर करो, आप अपनी जीके अच्छी रखो, न्यूज़पेपर्स पढ़ो, तो रेगुलर जीडीज में पार्ट लो, और बच्चों के व्यूज मिलेंगे आपको, आपका नॉलेज नॉलेज सारा इम्प्रूव होगा। तो आपको किसी टॉपिक, कोई भी टॉपिक आ जाए, यू विल बी एबल टू स्पीक, एंड इट्स जस्ट फॉर 3 मिनट्स। सो वो चीजें हो जाती हैं। आई डोंट थिंक इट्स जस्ट अ वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम अगर आप ऐसे कर रहे हो कि मेरे को मतलब ये लेक्चरर टॉपिक है और ये जीडी टॉपिक है।
Yeah, Rahul, let's have your views on this issue.
Right, sir. Sir, as Ansh has already pointed out, sir, I believe if you are socially aware and you don't have that much of general knowledge, then you will get through in those two parts, that is the GD and lecturate, right? And there is a structure that you have to channelize your thoughts on, right? In this way, you will going to speak, and the 3 minutes that you are going to get, you prepare on that line only, right? If you are socially aware, you will know what is going on around me and what is there in the country or even in the world. And practicing and becoming obsessed with the process, I don't think this will going to play any role in your recommendation.
Thanks a lot, Rahul. Thanks a lot. Acha, one interesting question which came to my mind when Ansh was speaking. Ansh, ये आपका कौन सा नंबर कॉन्फ्रेंस था?
Sir, it was my third conference.
थर्ड कॉन्फ्रेंस. अब यहाँ आपको ग्रुप ऐसा मिल गया जो कि चिल्ला नहीं रहा था. देवर वेरी बैलेंस्ड एंड सेंसिबल.
Yes, sir.
तो क्या ये नो फ्रिल्स एकेडमी के वीडियो शीडियो इन सब लोगों ने देखे हुए थे?
आई डोंट नो सर, बट अल्टीमेटली मतलब जो हमारा पूरा बैच था 31 लोगों का, हमने जैसे जैसे इंटरेक्ट किया, अब इनको लक कह लो या कुछ कह लो, वो सारे के सारे जो 4 ग्रुप बने थे, दे ऑल हैड देयर जीडीज इन अ वेरी वेरी सेंसिबल वे. सो
सिविलाइज्ड मैनर.
हाँ, बिल्कुल सर.
तो ये सवाल दिमाग में नहीं आया कि कहीं स्केर्सिटी माइंडसेट वाइंडसेट की कॉन्सेप्ट इनको पता है?
हो सकता है सर, बट ऑल्दो आई डिड नॉट टॉक टू देम अबाउट
अच्छा
इट.
अच्छा, ये आपके सवाल दिमाग में नहीं आया जो मेरे दिमाग में आया
नहीं
अभी.
सर, नहीं
Okay.
सर. हाँ जी.
So what is your perception, Rahul, of this issue?
So it happens when the people go through process many a times, they know that what will work now, so they coordinate. I believe in my recommendation as well, people were very coordinative in the GD, but the main situation arises in the GP exercise where people have their own solutions, so they try to push. The intrinsic quality comes out naturally there. So generally
अपना
GP,
और अपना वो आ जाता है कि इनसिक्योरिटी आ जाती है कि दूसरे का
right,
पॉइंट एग्री करके इसका मतलब मेरी अकल ठीक नहीं है.
right, sir.
Fine, fine. So that is good. तो ओवरऑल अंश, क्या सुझाव आप देना चाहेंगे? 2-3 मोटे मोटे पॉइंट फॉर स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ नो फ्रिल्स एकेडमी एंड जनरल दोज पीपल हु कम एंड वॉच आवर वीडियोस.
First thing is that, sir, all of the whichever session you are attending, whether it is 3:45 or 8 or 9:30, just be regular in it, because the feedback you gather from those sessions is very valuable, I feel. And if you analyze it well, you can improve very substantially. So that is one thing. And second thing is that just try to be a good human, try to be a good student, try to be a good employee. And then rest of the thing is your preparation and luck at the same time. Things will work out on their own, but don't bother about how assessors are assessing you and how many marks would you get in the conference and stuff like that.
One more point I would like to tell for the benefit of No Frills Academy students only.
Yes, sir.
I would not think that some of my students who have been enrolled for more than an year, they would have rung me up and asked me queries like Ansh has been asking. Ansh would have spoken to me, I don't know how many times, at least 12-15 times he would have spoken to me.
Yes, sir.
क्या होगा ना?
Yes, sir.
To settle various queries, which may appear trivial now to you also.
Yes, sir.
But when these doubts came to your mind, you contacted me to confirm, to get validation. And I think most of the time, 90% of the time, you also knew the answer.
Yes, sir.
तो फिर यार चेक कर लेते हैं, पता नहीं, कहीं
गलत ना
गलत
हो कहीं.
क्या चल रहा हो.
Right.
So that is something I would advise all of you also to do that. Please. Because what happens, small misconceptions which you carry, they tend to pile up, उससे add on होता जाता है. एक misconception है, उससे दूसरी बात चलती है, तीसरी बात चलती है, and things like that. So that is all I had to ask Ansh. Okay, then thanks a lot. Thanks Ansh. Thanks Rahul. Take care all of you. God bless. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.